Falsely thoughts, race, life's a twisted place. No time to erase.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How's it going, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Hey, I appreciate the corgi. I do appreciate the corgi. How's it going, man? All right. Are you? What do I call you? I'm sorry, I can't see your name very well.
Cool friend. I'm just a cool friend, man.
Cool friend. All right, cool. Um, are you over 18 for TikTok purposes?
Yes, I am.
All righty. And what would you like to talk to me about?
Um, Basically about why should you believe in a God?
Yeah, sure. Why should I believe in a God?
Yes. Um, because what I think the better the question kind of like relates to that would probably be more curious to me is why don't you believe in a God? That,
The, yeah, sure. The reason I don't believe in a God is because I have no evidence that is true, and it also has no utility for my life.
oh, okay. When you say that you have no evidence, what type of evidence are you looking for?
I'm looking for anything that's demonstrable, things that can be repeatable, replicatable, things that can be replicatable and verified. Or if you're able to give me like a reasonable justification for why I should, then sure, I'll probably see if I can agree with it and see if I believe it. But usually, I look for things that can be demonstrated to be verified. Hot takes. Give me about 10 minutes with a cool friend, and I'll be right with you. All right, go ahead and mute up for me, please. But yeah, cool friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see where you come from, but I would. What if someone says, as far as like creation itself, what would be an explanation for creation itself if there is no God?
Well, when you say creation, do you mean just existence?
Yeah, we could say that that would be part of creation because everything that is created does exist.
Okay.
So,
The reason why I say, do you mean existence, is because that's what usually when people believe, that's what they mean. Creation, when people say creation, that usually means like something deliberate. And I don't believe our universe or existence is deliberate. I have no evidence that it is. Hey, Jeffrey, mute up for me real quick. Let me talk to the other two guests and I'll be right with you. All right. Appreciate you. Yeah. So when people usually use creation, they just mean the universe existence. You know what I mean? And we have no evidence that this existence that we're living in is a deliberate creation of something else.
okay. Well, if if that is the case, then do you believe in the reality of cause and effect? Because if this what we are living in now, this universe, if it does exist, do you believe that there is a cause for it?
Like like something caused existence to happen. I don't know.
Yes. Yes. So because we can base things on evidence that we already know. We already know that for anything for anything to well, what I should let me explain it this way, that we should know by evidence already, through even through scientific evidence, that the element of cause and effect. So for instance, if you can take any example as far as like something happening, we can go to the foundation and see what the cause of it is for. Now, because it can only, because far as like the universe itself can
Sorry, bro.
there's only two options that it can possibly be. Either the universe has always
No.
existed, or there was a point in time that the universe existed. For instance, when I mean cause and effect, if we go by scientific evidence, I believe it points more towards, and it makes more sense that there is a creator that created all things, because even some scientists even says that the cause and effect of the universe was the Big Bang. And the reason why
Well,
they say it's go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
Well, I was going to say this. Well, causality is something that physicists are looking at. Like, obviously, there's causality in the universe. Now, does that mean that the universe was caused by something, or whether it always existed, or whether it's just our current presentation of the universe is something that was caused by something? Yeah, all those are like mysterious questions. But even if we grant that the universe, or at least our current presentation of what we see in the universe, was caused by something, that doesn't mean that something had to be a deliberate creator.
Well, when I say by like cause and effect, for instance, like the reason why scientists or astronomers had talk about the Big Bang theory is that
Appreciate you.
when you look at the universe, they can the evidence for a Big Bang is the position of the stars and the movement of the stars. And they said it was at one point where there was a certain where all the stars and everything started at one point, and there was a Big Bang and everything spread it out. They said even today that they even say that the universe is expanding. It's ever
Yes, correct.
expanding. So if the universe is ever expanding, there had to be a certain point where everything expanded from.
Point
Because
of
of
origin.
everything
Yeah.
because of everything is going in an opposite direction. So if we go in a long time in the past, where everything is closer together. If we go backwards, there has to be a certain point where everything began all at one point. So with that being said, so if everything began at one point and there was a big bang at a certain point, then we could come into an argument of cause and effect. So what caused the Big Bang? Whatever caused the Big Bang has to be immaterial. It has to be it has to be intelligent. It has to be powerful, and it has to be all
Timeless.
knowing. And those are the attributes of God that we describe in the scriptures.
The problem with everything that you said is that all of it is a non sequitur. Because even like I said, even if I grant you that the universe was caused by something, it doesn't have to be something that it doesn't have to be anything that you said. It could have just been like elementary particles moving across each other, and boom, one move to the other, and that's a cause right there that moved to the other, that moved to the other, and boom, everything is expanded. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be anything intelligent, personal, or even powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you're saying, yeah, sure, we can grant you that the universe is caused by something, but like I said, it doesn't have to be the cause does not have to necessarily be what you said it is. It doesn't have to necessarily be something intelligent. It doesn't have to necessarily be an agent. It could just be natural processes that we don't understand yet. The second thing I would say about when it comes to the Big Bang, when it comes to the Big Bang, the scientists don't believe that it's actually at one point. The Big Bang was just everywhere. Yeah, I mean, and that sounds kind of it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound intuitive to us because that's not how we understand how space works. But that's just what the math, as far as the math has, as far as what we can get to in our current understanding of the universe, our current physics, our current math. The Big Bang wasn't just one point. The Big Bang was everywhere, and everywhere expanded into everything. Like I know that doesn't sound satisfying, but that's just how far we can get with our physics to understand. But the most important thing that we can say, even if we grant you everything that it started from a point, it had to be caused by something. That something doesn't have to be intelligent or even powerful. It could have been anything.
And also,
I wouldn't agree with that.
okay.
Give me a second, hot take. So let me finish up with Cool first. All right. But yeah, I know you won't agree with that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cool. It doesn't necessarily have to be like anything like that. There's no connection between those two things. Just because something caused something else doesn't make it powerful. For example, the evaporation causes rain, but I don't think you would call the condensation on your window powerful.
Yeah. I think that also, I see what you're saying. Also,
Appreciate the gifts, y'all.
I believe that another evidence for God is our own morality. It's the morality argument. Now, when we say uh, because if there is no God, where there is no right and no wrong. If there is no God, there is no. Do you believe that there is a right and a wrong?
Yeah, sure, but I don't think those concepts are objective.
There not. Is it wrong to kill children?
Please use TikTok friendly
Is
language,
it is it
Duraj.
is it wrong to unalive children?
Yes, I believe it's wrong to unalive children
Why?
because it causes harm.
Is it wrong to unalive uh, and put people in concentration camps?
Yeah, that causes harm. That causes human suffering. My morality is based on empathy, human well-being, equality, and negative and positive consequences. If things and have negative consequences, they decrease human well-being, and they decrease equality, then I'm going to view them as wrong most of the time. And if they do the opposite, I view them as good most of the time. So putting people in concentration camps and unaliving children, all that decreases human well-being because you're harming not only that person but their parents. It causes a huge degree of harm because like you're hurting some, not only hurting that person but hurting the family around them, and decreases equality and basically everything. It has a negative consequence because you took someone's life. So those things would never be okay to me. But like the way I would view it, I think that everybody actually views it that way. And I actually think you view it that way. The only difference between me and you is that you ascribe it to a God, and I don't see any reason to do so. But the other problem is that if you were talking about a certain God, like the God of the Bible, of the Quran, he does that all the time. So it wouldn't be wrong to him. It's just or whatever his whims are, which to me doesn't really give you a good system of morality. It's just a system of dictates. If that makes sense.
But if you take
Attention, bro.
someone who was evil like Hitler, he would disagree with you. He felt that it was right to do what he did.
Yeah. So does God.
So why is he was wrong, and why would he be wrong and you be right?
Because like I said, my morality is based off of like things like human well-being and empathy. He decreased it significantly, so therefore he's wrong in my eyes. Now, of course, in his
Well,
eyes, he was right, and in the eyes of the Nazis, they were right. But everyone across the planet, well, almost everyone, because Americans and South Africans didn't really care. But like, according to everyone across the planet, he was wrong, so we had to stop him. Like I said, the way my morality works is the way everyone's morality works. The only difference is that you ascribe it to a God, and I don't.
well, if we take like for instance, like I said about Hitler, well, that's just a matter of opinion because it doesn't really matter what your opinion is, as far as like whatever you think, because he can think he had the right to have the same opinion on the opposite end.
Of course.
So,
So,
with that being
if
said,
my
then
right,
who
if
would be right?
who will be right,
Who would be right? If because
we'll
if
we'll have to
because
look
if
at
he
the we'll have to
yeah,
look at
go
the
ahead.
consequences. If did what Schlittler did it have negative consequences?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what he did, he felt that what he did was right.
I know what he
Regardless,
did.
it
I
would
know
be
what he did.
negative confidence,
Right. I know what he
consequences.
did. Right. I got you. I understand that what he did, he felt that it was right, but the consequences of what he did are objective, and were they negative?
Well, it was in his eyes. It was right in his eyes.
Right. I understand it was right in his eyes, but I'm
So,
talking about
so
the consequences of what he did. Were the consequences positive or negative?
according to his perspective, they were positive in his perspective because he felt that he was doing the right thing.
No, they will be negative because he like even he understood that this was a massive amount of destruction.
Yes, but he felt that it was a good deed that he was doing when he did that.
Right, I understand. Like he felt that it was a good deed, but I'm talking about outside of his view. Was what he did negative or positive? What were the results of what he did? The results of what he did were completely negative.
The
Like the
question is
yeah
this about what Hitler did? I think I missed a point.
yeah. Let's use Shizzler or Mustache Man because we don't
Oh, sorry.
the live. Yeah, no, it's fine, it's fine. Because the live. But TikTok, it's it's crazy. I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
I get
Oh,
But
violated
yeah,
all the time.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
But
the only thing that I'm just trying to say is that it's he had a different perspective on his end of what he did, and that was basically his morality that he lived, and he and he and what and why he did that is based on what he believed was right and what he believed were good consequences on what he did. They actually celebrated
right,
what he did.
right.
So
That shows
so
that morality. Give me a second, Brenda. That shows that morality is completely subjective. Even if your God exists, morality is completely subjective.
okay. So if morality is subjective, are you saying that if morality is subjective, it is right for if some people believe to unalive babies or children?
No, it's not right
why?
because I said so.
But that's your opinion.
Yes, and it's God's opinions too. It's God's opinion to that he can take out babies if he wants.
Which he has done before in the book, actually, multiple times.
But what I'm saying that what makes your opinion better than his?
Because I'm not harming children.
You
So you
still
remember that the book is written by
you still
man
it
and
doesn't.
translated. So
Right, of
are we
course.
really hearing this from the top? So if you talk about morality and religion and spirituality, and I'm coming at this as an African, right? So Ethiopia in history was Christian before
Can you
missionaries
give me
came
just
here.
get just 1 second, Brenda? I actually let me do this. Hot take. Are you over 18?
Yeah, 30.
All right, and
I
I know
am.
you
Well,
disagree with something on the
Yeah.
board. And Master, you're over 18 as well, or Market actually.
Yeah, I'm over 18. Yep.
All right, and do you disagree with anything I got on the board?
I disagree with the fact that being woke is good.
Gotcha. Brenda, do you disagree, or are you kind of on my side?
So I kind of disagree on the last point. The Dem socialism is greater
Gotcha,
than
gotcha.
capitalism.
Gotcha. We'll talk about that. Y'all, give me about 2 more minutes with Cool Friend because I know we've been running with him for a while. Cool Friend, we gotta kind of wrap it up so I could get to the board. But you have any last thing for me? Because I'm gonna have to go ahead and move on, bro.
yeah. I basically, in a nutshell, I just think that what you described with just your opinion compared to someone versus someone else's opinion, it doesn't make you any more right than someone else's opinion, right? Only thing that makes anything right, something has to be our measuring stick, something that has to be greater than both of you.
Right.
And the measure of goodness is the standard that God is. Something has to be greater than man himself, because if there is no God, everything else is just based on opinion amongst themselves.
Right. And I think that's basically how it is anyway. And even if your God does exist, that's exactly how it would be because he actually executed babies, which means that he would agree with Hitler as well. I do appreciate you being there, Cool Friend, though. I appreciate you. All right. Hot take. You were next. You said that you're over 18.